Hi, I'm Mark, and this is Subliteral Network. I make art and comics, and thanks for watching. Remember to hit like and subscribe, and to leave your feedback in the comments. I post art daily, 5 days a week on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and this is a roundup of some of that work in case you missed it, with a little more detailed description added. You can read my Una the Cave Bunny comics free at radiocomics.com, and my comic Rock Rats is now available for my Patreon subscribers. Visit my Patreon page if you'd like to support my work. There's a growing gallery of art, comics, and videos to see and enjoy. You can join at the free level for an introduction to all the features. All these links are in my description and bio, so please watch till the end so you don't miss anything. This is a crop from some manga that I'm working on. Now, a few years ago, I did a manga called Tiger Team 3 that appeared on the Radio Comics website. I did like doing it, but the whole experience was just sort of really humbling because looking back on it, looking back on it, it's not that great. But at the same time, I realized that it would just take so much more effort to produce a really good manga. Okay, this is a look at the entire page, and it's better than Tiger Team 3, but every time I do manga, I always just reflect and realize that I have to really increase my skill level. So in a way, I really don't know what to do. I'll finish a little manga story that I'm doing, look at it, and decide that nobody else should ever see it because it's so horrible. But it's not that it's so horrible. It's that I haven't nailed down my stylistic choices 100%. So the next time, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have everything pretty well designed, pretty well thought out. An Amazon Archer Sharpie drawing done on 5.5 by 8.5 inch cardstock. I usually find it's a good idea to get kind of the environment working when I'm drawing a picture. Like, for instance, almost always I try to get the hair of my characters being windblown, because that always lets you compose in an interesting way and just makes the picture look more dynamic. More and more I'm thinking it's all about composition. Someone just standing there is not interesting. So you really have to, or I find I really have to work hard to make these kind of static or standing poses look interesting. And so, how do you do that? Maybe you put a person a little off balance. You draw them from a little kind of a different angle. You put their arms and hands in positions that look like they're moving or going through a movement. Wow, doesn't that image just grab you? Which is exactly what I wanted it to do. I have an abandoned coloring book project that I did some art for, and I did this mock-up cover for. So here's a look at the completed mock-up for my coloring book that never happened, but I don't know, it may happen someday. Coloring books for grown-ups was kind of a thing, a little while ago, and I think it still might be, but I realized I did a couple of drawings, and then unfortunately, I looked at drawings that other people had done for their coloring books, and I said, I have to do better. I have to do it better, kind of more complex, something worth the time that an adult can put into a coloring book. So this cover mock-up is really just a bunch of different drawings that I did that are recombined into just an idea of what the cover might be. That little spaceship arc that you see in the back, that's from a different picture. The figure was just a figure drawn on a piece of paper. And I had a bunch of spaceships arcing off like this. I forget what I did that drawing for, but I put that group of spaceships behind. Then I grayed them out slightly before coloring, and this is the mock-up that I ended up with. Thanks for watching. Thanks to my subscribers, and a special welcome to my new subscribers. I'm happy and appreciate that you enjoy hearing about my work, and I hope you can come back for more. Remember, joining me on Patreon helps me create the content you enjoy.